Hey folks, today I'm going to talk about sheep. Sheep are herded. Sheep are told what direction to go, and they go. They don't think, they don't ponder, they don't research, they don't educate, they just react. So, I recently had a case in court, and I asked the opposing counsel for something, to do something a certain way. And they said no, and I was kind of surprised by it because it wasn't really anything serious, but they basically said no. And then it kept bothering me, and I didn't really want to, sounds weird, right? But I didn't want to debate them on something, because I was like, you can't turn a Democrat to a Republican or a Republican into a Democrat. You can't turn a non-believer into a believer, or a believer into a non-believer, like that kind of mentality, because I could see that this person was just like that different type. And I respectfully, I don't even want to waste my energy on the different type, unless I just have to. So anyway, it kept bothering me. I asked a couple of other attorneys, like, hey, here's a fact pattern. What do you think about it? And they're like, that's crazy. What? And I was like, yeah, I've been doing this 20 years. I don't know. I never had that response. Again, it's nothing big. It's just noticing something. So finally, I was like, hey, man, can I talk to you? I was like, I've never had this situation that, your thoughts are on it, or this. And I always thought, I read the statute this way, and, kind of trying to approach it a different way, rather than being like, I'm right and you're wrong. And I don't want to be that way. I just want to, or, hey, I've been doing it longer. That's not what it's about. It's just, hey, can we have a mutual respect of each other's opinions? But I said, hey, can I just talk to you? And I was like, I've never had this situation like this before, where this was the response. And, the person was nice, and they were like, look, I haven't been doing it the longest time, but I learned from so-and-so. And when they said so-and-so's name, I literally thought to myself, good gracious. And I think I actually said something out loud, that's not the person you want to follow, right? If, yes, some people, were meant to lead, and some people just are not. And I just happened to know the other person. I was like, oh, good gracious. And I started to think that there's this situation where one person teaches another person, who teaches another person, who teaches another person. But if the first person that starts the training is really not a leader, isn't educated, isn't squared away, isn't mentally ready to research and question, and sometimes your opinion changes, right? Because you become more learned. I wish politicians would say that, but they don't. They just hammer down on the idiotic things that they say, right? Why not just go, you know what, I did say that, and I was wrong when I said that, and I've had time to think it, I've researched the matter, and I was incorrect, so I stand corrected. And what the fucking hard is that? So anyway, I said to this opposing counsel, hey, do you mind, can I speak to the next in line, so to speak? And yeah, and I did, and that person said, hey, I would do that. I agree with you. I may not do this, but I would do that kind of thing. And then the first person was kind of like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm like, what? You just said I could speak to the next up the chain of command. But then ultimately, the person came over and said, you know what, I'll do that. I don't know why I didn't think of that before. And I was kind of going, I don't know why you didn't think about it before either, because I asked you. But what I realized is, and I'm long-winded, I'm sorry. If you just get out of dental school and you get a job in, I don't know, one of these shitty dental offices that own a million dentist office, and they just suck, right? The gentle dental types, whatever. I'm not trying to name any names. I just know that they're not very reputable. I don't think they're in business anymore, or they've changed their name. But if you come in as a new person, you're a person. You have the ability to have your own opinion, right? You listen to what your boss says, but you're not a sheep, right? You don't just go, well, because the boss said, like, I don't know, like, wasn't there a movie about that with Tom Cruise, and at the very end the soldier said, I think it was like, you don't want the truth, damn it, that movie. And at the end he goes, well, what happened? I don't understand. Well, because we didn't speak up, we had a voice, and we didn't defend those that were voiceless. It goes to that same sort of thought process, right? Like, if you come into a job, regardless of it, legal, dental, whatever, and someone tells you something and you don't know better, do you just accept it blindly, or do you do a little bit of research? Do you pay attention and go, I don't know, like, I don't think I would do it that way. Like, you have your own experiences, your own training, right? In the case of an attorney, you have your own training. So what I just, common sense, I was just thinking to myself, I was lucky. First of all, I'm very ethical. And when I first became employed as an attorney, like, I had ethical people around me. I had, like, hardworking, people that wanted to make money, no doubt, but that they were hardworking and they cared about the result. Like, get the best result you can possibly get. So I was fortunate. But what if I had some, like, guy who, like, pushed the line ethically, and I don't say anything? Then I just become another sheep. So I don't know. That's what my topic is today. It's just, don't be a sheep. Right? If you don't know how to do something, you can research, you can write, right? Like you can figure it out. Like, there's ChatGPT and Google, and there's so many resources now that we didn't have 20 and 30 years ago. So do research on your boss, no matter what your job is, because he or she may not be doing it right. And it doesn't hurt to go, hey, could you explain this to me? Because I was reading about this and they were saying this, and why don't, what's your reason for doing it this way? And then common sense, right? Like, that inner instinct tells you, like, hey, either my boss is a scumbag, they're stupid, they're illiterate. It's going to be one of these things, right? Like, or no, actually, that was pretty logical. Now I know why you do it. So, hey, thank you for sharing. And you can share your version, and maybe they'll change their mind of how they're doing something. Maybe you just educated them. So, I don't know. Don't be a sheep. There's too many sheep in the world. So, 1, 2, 3. Don't be a sheep. All right, see ya.